Well, I just came out of the band screening of Aquaman, and so I'll give you the review. One of the benefits of being a Prime member is that they basically had today on Saturday, so next Thursday is when it's released for real. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the Aquaman movie right off the bat. I loved it. Amazing. All right, well, I just got back from watching the Aquaman movie. So first off, I'm going to tell you a quick little story and kind of that's related to Aquaman movie. I was a big fan, of course, of the Super Friends, and of course, Aquaman's one of the members of the Super Friends. So I've always been a defender of Aquaman because Aquaman would talk to the fish, he'd throw water underwater, basically had those powers, and he was, a member of the Super Friends. So anyways, we're watching, in 2003, my friends and myself were watching The Hulk, the first film that comes out in 2003, The Hulk. And they showed the trailers beforehand. And they showed a trailer for Legally Blonde 2. And so I yell out, as soon as that trailer's over, said, they make this, yet no Aquaman movie. Well, finally, in 2018, was that 15 years later, I finally get to see the Aquaman movie. And it's fantastic. I'm not going to give any spoilers away right now, but the film is just done very well. I enjoy the acting, the plot's interesting. The visual effects are very interesting. It's very compelling. The time goes by really quickly. It's one of these films that you watch and you're like, oh yeah, this is going by really, really quickly. So there's a lot of things that are hitting at the right place at the right time. That I think the choice of the cast they had, it was fantastic. The story is really great. So I would say right now I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Aquaman movie is completely thumbs up film. And it's a lot better than most of the DC films that have been out recently. And really for DC, I really like the stuff that's on the CW a lot better. I think The Flash is like one of the best things that's ever happened to superheroes. And Supergirl is really good. Arrow has its place as well. And, of course, there's a lot of other ones as well. But Flash is the one I really love. I love The Flash. The Flash is amazing. I love The Flash. It's a great deal. Before I talk about that, is that I had an opportunity because of Adam tickets online and Amazon Prime. We were able to see this about 6 days before its release. I guess it's actually released next Thursday. This is Saturday. I actually got to see this. And they had basically a showing at 7 o'clock. I was able to drive to the movie theater and see that. And so I feel very happy I got to see the Aquaman movie before most of the rest of the country has. Apparently it's already been released in China 2 weeks ahead of the American release. So yeah, it's interesting how they release these films and for what reasons. And the buzz has been pretty positive. So let me dive into some spoilers right now. Spoiler alert! Okay. So yeah, there's a different origin story than I know of any of the comic book versions of Aquaman. And basically there's this lighthouse keeper and this basically someone from Atlantis, a lady from Atlantis is injured, swims up, they fall in love, and they have basically Aquaman. And she has to go back to Atlantis to marry some guy that she's betrothed to and whatever. And so Aquaman kind of grows up, but some other guy comes up and trains Aquaman with the skills of being Aquaman and learn how to jump into water and control, talk to the fish and things like that. And then there's a pirate out there that basically becomes a Black Manta. And if you know anything about Aquaman, it's one of the big nemesis for Aquaman. And of course, also the Ocean Master as well. If you're an Aquaman fan, you know these things already. So basically goes through that. Aquaman doesn't really want to deal with this stuff because he's like on land. And I'm not a king, I know I'm born of normal birth, but I'm not a king. And you gotta come here and stop it. And they start dumping basically all the trash back and all the war vessels onto the coastlines. And so Aquaman has to take action, go down there, become a king. Has to get hold of the trident, basically, for lack of a better, anything. And it turns out, happily, his mom wasn't sacrificed. He meets his mom, and then, anyways, then they have this big, like, epic Braveheart, Lord of the Rings fight of all the Atlantean different areas of the folks from Atlantis and all the folks that are in the sea. And once they have that fight, they're going to take the fight on land. So happily, Aquaman gets the trident, becomes the king, and now the world is safe. So, and it seems like he's going to have a good time being the king of the ocean and the king of the world, I guess, in some aspects. So yeah, the character they got for Aquaman is Jason Momoa. You probably know him from Game of Thrones. There's also another TV series on Netflix called Frontier. He's on. Likable person. He's just a likable guy. I mean, there's something about him, and he looks the part of the new redone Aquaman like they did in basically the 2000s. If you go back to the early parts of Aquaman, and I think we all know, you know, if you're my age, you know Aquaman mainly from the Super Friends. And I'm still looking forward to the Super Friends film. I think the Super Friends film would be the biggest blockbuster of all time if they did it campy and fun like that. It would be just amazing to have the Super Friends. Forget the Justice League, go with the Super Friends. But anyways, yeah, he's just and everybody that's casted in here. I really don't know the stars very well, but they all did a fantastic job in there. So Willem Dafoe is fantastic, and Nicole Kidman's fantastic. Dolph Lundgren's fantastic. They're all fantastic in there. Amber Heard and anyways, they're all fantastic on there. So they all did a great job. I enjoyed the script. It didn't drag much. Some of the CGI, all the CGI looks fantastic. I mean, it's definitely a very spectacle-based film. So if you're into something that has a lot of visuals, and this is like one of these films that, yeah, is it worth going to the movie theater and watching it actually in the movie theater? Yeah, I think this is one of these epic films, these big DC superhero films and whatnot. And of course, Marvel has kind of the lion's share of the films that have been very popular in the last 2 decades and whatnot. That DC's been trying to catch up. This is how you could do a DC film right. I mean, it has that look of a DC film, kind of that brooding darkness going on, but it works. It works, and I think it works because we like Aquaman. We like the actor. We like the character of Aquaman. He's something that's relatable and likable. And even though there's a lot of big spectacle things going on. So anyways, that being said, go see Aquaman. I give Aquaman 2 thumbs up. It's definitely pay full price for it. See it in the matinee if you want to, but go see Aquaman in the movie theater. I think this thing is going to do 2, 3, maybe 400 million once word gets around the campfire how good this film really is. And it's come around during the holiday season, so there's a lot of folks. I think I'm going to go see it again because I think once I made that comment in 2003, they make this yet no Aquaman movie. Well, since they made the Aquaman movie, I need to go see it again, right? So, as always, rock and roll, and of course, it does compute. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't seen the film I made called The Rise of the Robots, why haven't you? Go to www.therobotfilm.com to watch The Rise of the Robots, the most computed film ever made. Yeah, compute that.